All right, folks. John Cannon, Jai Beam, River Edge, New Jersey, njsound.com, jaibeam.com, broadcasting live around the world, episode 4 of What Would Nikki Do? We're going to call Nikki right now. I have to get this ready. I just had to do a software update. It's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, August 20th, 2023. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Neither Nikki or myself are trained professionals. We do this for entertainment, and Nikki does it from the caring of her heart. And let me get this going. I hope you can hear me now. And this is my Spotify, Jai Beam. I used to have a lot more monthly listeners, but you can see I have quite a bit published on the internet. Jai Beam, you can show all of them, Futuristic Monthly, all these episodes, and you can listen to my music on Spotify. Just type in Jai, Jaibeam, and you could type in JOHN as well. I'm there. And that's another Spotify profile. And then there's Cannon, Cannon, which you won't see my face, but you'll hear my music on that one. So this may be our last episode for a while. This is episode 4. So let me call Nikki right now and lower the music. Lower the music a little bit. And let me call Nikki. Let me get the thing going. One moment. Large screen. All right, it's working. Subscribe to the NJ Sound YouTube channel. If you want to show your support, you can donate to Nikki's Quora page or the NJ Sound streams. And let me get Nikki on the call. Let me just do that right now. Jai Beam here. Jai Beam in the house. Let me see if I can get this going. And I'm going to call her up. And we'll get this show started. And how do I do that? All right, we're going to call Nikki right now. Hey, Nikki, we're live, broadcasting, live streaming on the internet around the world with your episode 4 of What Would Nikki Do?
Hey,
and this is the lovely Nikki Martin, and we're going to get started. And I mentioned that this is for entertainment purposes only, and this is our 4th episode, and we may be winding this down a little bit less frequently because we have a lot of life issues for both of us. And we're working on things. And let me get the left monitor on the screen and go directly to Quora. And I'm going to go to the bottom, the one that was asked the longest time ago. And how you doing, Nikki? I didn't want to start off without asking you how you doing. Say hi to everyone.
Hi, everybody. I'm okay. It's been a rough. Obviously, it's rough for everybody, but it's just been a little bit extra rough. Haven't been feeling so well, so I do have Addison's disease, amongst other things, but that one seems to be kicking my butt. So bear with me. I love you all, and I thank you for the questions. And I appreciate the time you take to ask them.
Yes, it's a great thing we put together the past month. We've been doing this as our last one for a while, but we've been doing this for a month. This is the 4th episode, weekly episode. We may do them in the future, but we have to get our lives in order. And Nikki and I are dealing with a lot of things. So let me go to the left monitor.
I'm sorry to cut you off, John. I used to answer these questions years ago too, without doing the live stream. And I love doing the live stream, and I love working with John. So, I mean, I'm going to continue to answer the questions. It's not going to be as often as I would like to answer them, but
we're having technical difficulties on the. I'm trying to switch the screen, and it's not. I clicked it like 10 times. I apologize for that. Technical difficulties. But yeah, you've been answering questions for many years now,
yes.
and you have quite a few insightful answers. And you can scroll through Nikki's profile. If you go to, if you see this right here, it says Linktree. What would Nikki do? And you'll see her Quora page. It's got a link there for her Quora page, which is Nikki Martin, Nikki-Martin-108, and it's got her face on there from this broadcast. And we're going to get started now. Let me go. There's technical difficulties. I just updated the software thinking they would take these bugs out. It seems to be doing a little better. You're
doing good, John. You got
Yeah, I have the questions on the screen now. And let me see if I can get your face on the screen as well. I have to figure out how to do that. Let me add that right now on the fly. Add source, desktop capture, desktop 3. No, not desktop 3.
He's a genius when it comes to computers.
One.
So
yeah, this is it is desktop 3, but it doesn't go to desktop 3, which is really interesting. Desktop 2, no. Yeah, they mess up the desktop captures. It's not desktop 1. Yes, it is, but it's not. Let me just get this down here. So I'm going to shrink this down so you can see Nikki there. And I'll put that up here. And let me just move this over there.
So what you're seeing, what I'm seeing is different.
We have a lot of things going on with this computer. All right, that looks better. All right, so now you can see the questions from Quora, and you can see it says Nikki-Martin-108, and you can ask her questions there. You can donate money to have her answer the questions. That would help her out. This is from, I got to click on more. This is from, who is this from? Jessica Simon. How do I know if I'm in love or just in love with the thought of being in love?
I love that question. I did. I absolutely loved that question. Because a lot of times, you know, we think that we're in love and that person isn't really good for us, and we keep trying to make things work, and sometimes we keep hitting a brick wall and things just don't happen. And you want to keep the relationship going because you don't want to give up. And sometimes you shouldn't be in a relationship where you're being abused in any type of physical, emotional, any type of way. So what we hope for is, we think that we're in love, but really it's we're in love with what we want. So it's not necessarily the person that we're in love with. We're in love with what that person could be. That person might have a lot of qualities that you like and that you want, but he or she is just not for you if they're going to go against your morals, if they're going to hurt you or make you cry, or so you're basically in love with the fact of being in love. We all are. We all want to feel love. We all want to feel needed and wanted. And that comes down to being in an abusive relationship. You think you're in love, but you're just in fact in love with the fact of wanting to be in love. Maybe it is love. Does he treat you right? Does he put your needs in front of his, or her needs in front of, vice versa? Are they patient with you? Do they treat you with kindness and respect? That's love. So it's possible it is, but then it's possible that you're in love with the fact of wanting to be in love.
Okay, that's a great answer. Yeah, some people just want to be the thought of being in love, and they're not truly in love. They're just trying to justify things.
Yeah,
But
but
let's move on to the next. Huh? Let me go to the next question. And let me get who asked this question. By Dottie Haruna. And the question is about love again. We're back to the topic of love. Why do I love so much?
The question is, why do I love so much? But you must be a very caring, compassionate person. I wouldn't question why you love so much. You should just be happy that you actually have the capacity to love. A lot of people don't have love. They don't know how to love. So don't ever question yourself. All right, love is a beautiful thing. And if you are lucky enough to have it, and then you're going to make somebody very, very happy because you have a lot of compassion in your heart. Don't question yourself ever.
Yep, stay true to yourself. Take care of yourself, number one, and then take care of everyone else once you've taken care of yourself. You can't love anyone else unless you love yourself first. And that's the most important thing. Adatola Adanusi asked this question: can it be true that when you love someone, you love the person they are and not as you'd like them to be?
Just repeat that again, please.
Let me get that better on the screen. Can it be true? It's the question from Adatola Adanusi. Can it be true that when you love someone, you love the person as they are and not as you'd like them to be?
Yes, absolutely. You can't. You have to love that person for who they are. You can't change somebody. If you're with that person, then you are loving everything about them, and you wouldn't want to change them. First of all, you can't change anybody. If they don't want to change themselves, then they're not going to change. And if you love somebody, you're going to love even their faults, believe it or not, because you just have this deep feeling inside of you that everything's going to be okay and you can work everything out. Anything to say on that, John?
No, not really. But you can't change anyone. Let me get the scene. You can only change yourself and change your perception. And let me get the right screen up. I'm having technical difficulties as I'm doing all this.
You're doing.
And let me see. Yeah, you can only change yourself, and you have to accept the other person or move on and move to greener pastures, or maybe not greener pastures, and just do what's best for you.
Yes.
Let's see this one. Jillia Mazer asked this question, and I don't think did you answer these questions before?
Yes. Yeah,
you did?
That's what I do because it's easier for me to answer.
No, I'm saying the ones from the previous episode 3. These are new questions, right?
Yes.
Oh, they're new questions. Okay, good. So I have it on the screen here, which is really good. What are the potential reasons you are not interested in a connection with a specific person who offered you 1 and 2 years ago a romantic one? That's a little bit interesting. You want me to repeat it again?
Yeah, and who is
Yeah, it's not. It's from someone who may not understand English as well as we do.
okay?
What are potential reasons you are not interested in a connection with a specific person who offered you one, and 2 years ago a romantic one?
Well, if this is a personal question, well, the reason why I would not want to be, is that what am I answering that correctly? That me being, why do I not love the person that was offered to me a year ago?
Two
Am I
years ago. 2 years ago.
okay? For me, it was, and I do remember answering this question. I just don't remember what I wrote. But for me, it has to do, lies is the biggest thing. It's just don't lie. And I 2 years ago, I don't know, but
I don't think this is about her. It's not about you. It's about the person.
okay,
She
so
had someone 2 years ago that had a romantic interest in her, and now today, 2 years later,
they
what are the
don't.
potential reasons you are not interested in a connection with someone 2 years ago who
Okay,
you may have had a romantic interest in, or there may have been some romance going on there, and now you're not interested in them currently because they offered a romantic interest, and it's not you. This is not about you. It's about this person. Her name
well,
is Jillia Mazer.
all right. So she, well, it could say, when you start off in a relationship, people think that those butterfly feelings that you get, and that it's going to be there 2 years later. And like we've discussed through these episodes, is that love changes. We change. So as time goes by, you get to know the person better, and there could be things that you or they loved about you or you loved about them 2 years ago, and then you realize that that's not really what you want. And it could be, again, it could be lies. It could be you found out that person was lying to you. You really don't know somebody right away. It takes a long time to get to know somebody. And it does depend on how much time you spend with that person. Because people put on great acts. They can act like they love you. They can do things for you. They can pull out chairs. They can buy you presents, write you love letters in the beginning. And it's easy to keep going for a little bit. But then their true colors come out and boom, it's like, oh, okay, that person really doesn't have those feelings for me like I thought. So people,
And this is a 2 year period, which is not that much time.
right?
Some people, it could be shorter. There are different. I think we talked about this in previous episodes. There are different stages of love, and
Yes.
there's infatuation and all that stuff, and
And
the initial
growth.
chemistry and all that stuff, and then it matures and changes. And I think we talked about that in the previous episode. You can watch our previous episodes on
you talked
YouTube
about
Live.
not this question, but something similar. It seems to
Yeah, it
be.
was similar to this question.
Yeah.
And you can watch all the episodes. We talk about this in other episodes. But yeah, 2 years ago, the person offered you a romantic interest, and you refused it. And maybe they now they're interested 2 years later, and you're not interested. So
Right.
it could just, things change. Life moves on. Life changes every day. We change. We grow. We move on to bigger and better things, hopefully, in life. That's the best thing to do, but sometimes you don't. You go on to worse things. But you can't know what the future holds. You got to live every day to the fullest, and make the most of every day, and share joy and love as best you can in whatever situation you're in. That's just my personal opinion. And let's see this one from Christopher Sean. What is the difference between loving someone and loving the idea of being with them?
Okay, well, that's like it is almost like the question just before that. Um, the difference about being in love is actions. You're not just saying I love you. You're putting actions behind your words. And then the idea is obviously that person's not receiving what you're giving. So it's like you're like, well, I love this person and I want to be with this person. But I just don't love that person. So it kind of goes to the other question. So it is similar, but I think we all have our ideas of what love is, and then when we meet somebody, if they don't live up to what we think love is, then it's like we're in love with the idea of being in love. It's that's
Yeah,
tough.
this is similar to the other question, and love changes. Your idea of what love is and what it means changes over time, and I'm having
These are
technical
great
difficulties
questions.
again.
Thank you.
Yeah, these are great questions. We're still on the topic of love.
They help
and
me
it's not
think.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see this one this is in Russian. It's with, I don't know how to pronounce Russian. It's a Russian name, so I can't even pronounce this name. It's Harokin. I don't know how it's written in Russian, so I don't know how to pronounce this name, but I'll try to show it on the screen.
Okay.
So the person can get credit. That's his name. I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Okay.
But he has a very good question. Is it possible to find a true love even when you're a hard person to deal with?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, love is meant for everybody. True love, I mean, and we all deserve it. And the fact that you know that you're a hard person to deal with is actually you're one step ahead of the game. I call it. It's really not a game, but I guess you could say it's a game. Just knowing that you're kind of hard to deal with or get along with, you don't want to first start off a relationship saying that. You don't want to, I'm sure they already know that you might be a little difficult to deal with. But you can find love because that person is going to look over those faults. And as long as you keep communication open with the other person, and then in time you can, say that, okay, I'm a hard person to deal with at times. I'm sure that person already knows that. And if that person is going to stick around through whatever episode you have or whatever is difficult, then that person's worth it and is willing to work on things with you. If you find somebody that knows your faults and knows that you're hard to deal with at times, and that other person is willing to still be with you and work through it, that could be an amazing relationship. But you've got to keep communication. When you're doing those crazy things that makes you a hard person, communicate with them and say, I could just be a little difficult at times. Try to bring some humor into it. Don't put yourself down either, because you also might think you're a hard person to deal with. But somebody else isn't going to think that. And that's why I said in the beginning, don't start off a relationship saying you're a hard person to deal with, because that seed is going to get planted in the other person's mind. Oh, crap, this person's hard to deal with, and it's not going to leave their mind. So you don't start off a relationship like that, and stop saying you're a hard person to get along with. I don't like it when people label themselves or call them, or put names on them. We're all hard to deal with. Bottom line, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and we all do stupid things. So maybe some not as extreme as others, but when you have somebody that's willing to communicate with you through that, then you've got yourself a keeper.
Yeah, that's so true. And do you want me to comment on that or no?
Please.
So yeah, I think that everyone's got their idiosyncratic personality issues. Everyone's unique, and you have to just commit to loving that person and communicating with that person. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. So you can't just everlastingly keep on giving. You have to receive. Its actions speak louder than words. If you just give, and don't receive, then you may just be in a comfortable situation for the person who's receiving, and if they don't give back, then you know that the love's not there. You may be fooling yourself. You may be wanting to be in love when you're just looking for love and you're not getting the reciprocation. So you may be a hard person to deal with, but
what about labeling
try
yourself?
to make it you want to be easygoing as best you can, but the hard person, Nikki hit it right on the head with, don't label yourself as a hard person to get along with. Everyone's difficult in certain areas, whatever topic it is. You can find topics where people get sensitive and maybe their point of view is different than your point of view, and it can be contentious and all of that. So yeah, that's just the dynamics of relationships, but it's about maturity, having a maturity level where you can just fully accept, if you want to accept the person. Everyone's got flaws, and no one's perfect.
Yes.
So let's go on to Helena Michael. Let me see if I can show the face. She's got a face there. Oh, she's got a heart symbol.
Aww.
She's got a heart symbol. She joined in June of 2015, and she says, I love him, but I think he doesn't love me anymore. Should I run after him or stop loving him, even if it hurts so much? Can I do something to return his love for me?
First of all, no. Do not chase. Do not run after anybody. No. No. To be honest with you, I'm gonna throw something out there that we all like a chase. We all want what we don't have. I like putting it that way a little bit better, is that we all want what we can't have. So we're gonna go after that even more. So if you chase him, he's gonna pull back even further. But if you turn around and find some things that bring you joy, and take care of yourself and make yourself happy, pull back. I guarantee he will come looking for you. I can definitely. First of all, they're gonna see that you're happy, and you're not with them. And they're going to want, why is she so happy? I expected her to be miserable. No, don't chase, no matter how much it hurts and how much you want.
You could try communicating with the person and see why they stopped loving you or loving her. It could go both ways. People fall in and out of love. It's not something it's there for certain levels. There are different levels of love, and then it sometimes has a very rich feeling, and then it diminishes, and then you have to rebuild it. You have to constantly rekindle your love. It's not something that just you take for granted. You have to prove your love by actions and words and deeds. Actions are more important than actually words. Words are cheap. Words are very cheap. And actions are much more important. So let's go on to Fayez Ahmed. Let me show his face. This is pretty cool. He's been a member since February 2021, and he's in the space field or something. What are signs of a mature and healthy romantic relationship?
What are signs? Patience, understanding, knowing what the other person wants without them asking. But that takes time. Really, it's not something that happens in the beginning. It's a mature, loving relationship happens over a long period of time. You could elaborate on that, John.
Let me switch the scene so you can see me. Getting technical difficulties with this. It's 2 clicks. It's supposed to do it on 1 click. It did it on 2 clicks. So romantic, healthy relationship, it's a two-way street. It's a give and take. It's not just one way. And over time, I've been with my wife for 25 years. Romance needs to be rekindled. You have to do romantic things, and it's got to be from both partners. It can't just be from one person who's constantly doing that. It has to be a two-way communication. So you have to kindle that and nurture it, and be communicating openly and honestly, and respectfully. That's important.
So it's time. It just takes time.
Romantic relationships, people change. You may grow together, you may grow apart. That's just life. That happens to everyone. Some people grow more closer together, and some people grow further apart. And it's because you have different personalities, you have different lives, you have different wants and needs and desires, and your perceptions are different. And if you communicate, you could try to stay on the same page, but if you don't communicate, you're going to grow further and further apart, and there'll be rifts, and then the romance is going to die eventually. So you need to just communicate and be open and honest, and not be ashamed of who you are. Love who you are, and love the person you're with, and accept them for all their warts and bumps and bruises and idiosyncratic behaviors and quirkiness. That's who you got to love over time, and you accept that or you reject it, and try not to be selfish, because a lot of people are selfish in love. They just take. They don't. They just it's you have to be very reciprocal. If it's not both ways, the one person who's not being reciprocated to may fall out of love, or may say, well, this is for many years, 10 years, 20 years. There's nothing there to rekindle, because it's been giving and not receiving. So it's very challenging.
Love is hard.
Mature, healthy, romantic relationships, people change. I'm 56. I'm different at 56 than I was at 26 or 36 or 46. Every decade is a different decade, and you have different priorities. Right now, my priorities are my 2 boys. It's not so much about romance. Romance is important, but it's not the only thing, because there's more to life than just romance. When you're in your 20s, 30s, teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, you could have romance your whole life, but your priorities and things change. You don't just focus on one thing. And romance, if it's not equally shared and equally nurtured, can really turn sour and stale, and not be something that's as important for the relationship. It could be other things are more important in the relationship than just romance. Romance is not the key to everything. I know we all want to live in a fantasy world, but life is tough, and you got to get through with more than just romance. That's just my opinion.
I asked for it, okay? So I wanted to hear your opinion.
Okay, we'll ask another question. It's 3:34. We're going to keep this a little shorter than usual. We're not going to go the full hour. Harry Buckley, that's my dog's name, Buckley. Great dog. Let me show his details. He joined August 2023, so that makes me think that this is some sort of interesting planted question. He's been Harry Buckley asked this question: how do you manage your deep love for your partner after you find out they are narcissistic? I think we answered this one, but we can find out.
Okay, repeat the question for me.
How do you manage your deep love for your partner after you find out they are narcissistic?
Run. Run and don't look back. Serious. We talked about narcissists last week, but a narcissist, they're not going to change. Bottom line, that's it. They're going to stay who they are, and no matter what, they're going to believe that they're better than you. You're not going to do anything right in their eyes. That's a whole other story, that I would love to hit on. But and usually you can pick up quite quickly that they're a narcissist, not unless they're really good at hiding it. But if you're educated about narcissism, you'll pick it up sooner than later, and you won't fall in love with that person. I thought I was in love with the narcissist, and I refused to accept the fact that he was a narcissist. And that was when I came to realize that I was in love with not him, but the fact of being in love with somebody like him. So it's just run, don't look back.
Yeah, I could talk about a similar thing. It's narcissism's one thing, narcissistic's one thing, but then you have toxic personalities, which I think I have to research to see how similar they are, because toxic personalities have a narcissistic component, but I have to research that more. Maybe in 6 months we'll revisit this and do this in 6 months. I have to read some more. But toxic personalities they put other people down. Yeah. They have to be right all the time. They have to be the best, and that's narcissistic too. So read on toxic personalities. I would recommend that you read on not just narcissistic, but on toxic personalities, because you could take a test to see if you are a toxic personality, and that's very important to take that test and be honest with yourself, because I've taken the test. I'm not a toxic personality, and I don't. I have a lot of empathy and caring, and I give unconditionally, and that's what you do in life. That's what I think is the best thing to do. Some people take advantage of that, and then you just move on. You just say, well, you're not worth my friendship. Time to move on. Let's find other reasons to, you have to keep on growing and getting better and enjoying life, and that's the best thing to do. But narcissistic personalities, they'll always be right. They'll always not show any care for you. They'll put you down, but that's similar to toxic personalities, and especially if they do it in front of other people, if they put you down in front of other people, that's a true toxic personality. That's a toxic personality, not narcissistic. But if they put you down in front of yourself in privacy, that's one thing. But toxic personalities go the next step, and they put the person down in front of other people, and they do that to feel like they're superior, and that's part of narcissism. But toxic personalities, I would recommend that you research that more, because that's more of a very thing to run away from, and that's something you have to deal with very closely. So I think we're going to wrap up the questions for now. Let me just see if I can get this. Yeah, the update on this software. I just updated before the broadcast, and I have to click like 5 or 6 times. So thanks for tuning in. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. And we're going to stop not doing this every week. And I want to thank Nikki for taking her time out to answer all these questions over the many years that she's been doing this. But we have both things to deal with, personal lives to deal with, and we're so happy to have reached an audience in such a short period of time. But we've decided not to do this on a weekly basis, and it was a mutual decision that we both decided on. Let me just see if I can get this to go to the left monitor.
You also
Why
want
is this thing? This software is really annoying. I'm pressing it like 10 times to get this left monitor on.
Too about putting
this left monitor. Here we go. I'll let you speak now, Nikki.
Oh, you make me laugh. No, because you wanted to say about putting. Since we're not going to be doing this every week, we're just going to slow down a little bit. I'm still going to answer the questions. I'm just not. We're not going to do this every week. But if you could also leave comments about how we're doing, and if you want to see it every week or once a month, or throw some advice at us.
Yeah, let us know if you want to hear this once a week, once a month, once every 3 months, once every 6 months, once a year. You'll be like, once a year, get together and do the recap of the year of questions. We'll have to scour all the questions and choose the best questions, because we're just going in order of the oldest questions to the newest questions. And
I love
yeah, that
doing
would
it.
be. So leave a comment. If we don't see any comments on our YouTube live videos, we'll say, well, maybe we won't do another broadcast ever. If there's no comment, not one comment. So leave a comment if you enjoy these videos, if you hate them, if you love them, if you think we are idiots. Be honest. We love our haters just as much as we love our lovers. We love to learn why people feel the way they do. If you think we're a bunch of babbling idiots, say we're a bunch of babbling idiots. We're not professionals. We're doing this because we thought it was a good service to do. But maybe it's we're fooling ourselves, but maybe we're not. And you let us know. You're the ultimate decider. Is that a word? Decider? Is that what George W. Bush said? Decider.
It sounds
You're
good
the
to me.
ultimate decision maker of if we continue this broadcast. This could be our final broadcast ever. If you really want us to do this, leave a comment. If we don't see any comments, or if Nikki doesn't get any feedback on our Quora page, we're not going to continue this, because it's a lot of effort to put in for both of us. And so Nikki's going to still answer her questions when she has time, but the broadcasts do take up time, and I do have sessions. I own a recording studio, so I block out an hour of time, which sometimes I get Sunday sessions, and but fortunately this summer I haven't had any Sunday sessions for a while, and even though I'm not technically, I think, supposed to be open on Sundays, but
You're
that's a
right.
whole nother can of worms.
Nothing's open on Sunday.
Some things are open, but
Oh,
grocery stores are open. Anyway, that's just our place. Anyway, I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to end the broadcast with, I'm going to do some shameless self-promotion, which I like doing. I'm going to play my futuristic monthly episode, which is from July.
You guys, and women, men, teenagers, thank you all. Really. Keep them coming.
Thank you all, and I hope this was helpful. And we're going to play this right now. And thank you again. And I'm going to just go to the startup page, and we're going to listen to this song. Hope you enjoy the rest of the summer. It's leaving quickly, but the weather here is absolutely beautiful. So get outside, enjoy nature, enjoy freedom, enjoy love, enjoy joy, enjoy life. That's what it's all about, is enjoying life. Don't enjoy misery, enjoy life. and have a party, get with friends, go to the mountains, go to the beaches, go to the stores if you like shopping. I don't like shopping, but just do whatever you do, and just be you, be loving, be warm, be caring, and if you don't leave a comment on the YouTube live videos to have us continue this may be the last episode. So we truly hope that you leave a comment, and if you want to give feedback, that's great. And because I had a few friends give feedback, and it was very constructive, but they didn't publish anything on the internet. I guess they want to stay anonymous.
I'm losing you, John, but...
Okay, so, I have the music blasting.
Oh.
All right, bye for now.
Bye, love you.
Bye, everyone. Have a great summer.